Hi, today we've got Julie from Watford. How are you today, Julie?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How's your weather today? It's damp and miserable here.
Horrible, horrible.
I think it's the mood of the country just now, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your stroke story, and where you've got to over the years. And
Okay. So I'm now 56. So I had my stroke 8.5 years ago. So I was 48 and working for a school. I used to be the PA to the headmaster of a large comprehensive secondary school. And I was so busy, like really, really, really busy. And then one Monday morning at 6 o'clock, I got up to go to the toilet, and I came back to bed, and then I had my stroke. So just before I got back into bed, I just collapsed, and I was on the floor, really, really, really happy. There's nothing I can compare it with. I
mm,
just I just felt really happy, and I was there for about 10 minutes until my husband came up with a cup of tea for me and said, "Oh, you messing around?" And then he looked at my face and said, "Oh God." And then he phoned the ambulance, who was with me within in about 2 minutes because they were parked just outside for some reason. Um, so the paramedic, uh, yeah, the sorry, the one that who came first was the one in the car. No,
right.
and then the ambulance came about 10 minutes afterwards, and so I was drifting in and out then of consciousness, and uh, it's all rather vague now, but I think then I had to. They took me outside into the ambulance and had to wait for my son, who had a paper round. He came back, and then my husband had to tell him what had happened to me, and had to get him to go to my ex-husband's house. Um, so yeah, so then I went to hospital, and then I can't remember much at all. And I was in hospital for a total of 3 months.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because I had a major stroke, and I can remember that when after about 2 weeks, I was in a wheelchair, not being able to move my right hand side at all. And the doctor said to me, "I'll never be able to walk, talk, use my right hand side ever again." So I thought, right, okay, but that's me then. That's my life done.
Mm,
And now my hands, I can walk, I can talk, I can do pretty much everything.
thank goodness they got it
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly, yes. And I want to go back and see my doctor and stick two fingers up at him. Probably won't, but that's how I feel.
I think sometimes the medics are too quick to say you won't do this, you won't do that again,
Yes,
and
exactly.
you
I,
see it so often that
yeah,
people like yourself can.
yes. I wish they wouldn't say anything. They could maybe, if they had to say something, they could say, maybe you might not be able to walk or talk, but given your history or your lifestyle, we want to make you walk and talk.
Yeah,
Um, and I think, well, for me in hospital, I didn't. Everything they tried to do was too soon,
mm,
so I couldn't actually move my hand until I came out of hospital. So when
mm,
I was in, my arm was just dead.
Yeah.
And the nurse used to every day try and massage it and try and get some movement. Um, but it just didn't want to know. So it's about 9 months later when I first started to move my finger. It's crazy. And the doctors all said that if you can't, if you, sorry, your movement has to start happening within about 6 months. Otherwise, it won't happen.
Hear that so often.
Yeah,
Six to
yeah,
9 months.
yeah.
That's nothing after you've had a
No,
stroke, is
no,
it?
it's not. And here am I now, 8.5 years later. I'm still getting better.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's just, and it's so good to hear, even if they, like you said, they could say there's a possibility that you might not be able to do X, Y, and Z,
yes,
but we'll work hard and see if there's a chance. At least it
exactly.
gives you, you've got the reality of knowing that you might not,
Yeah,
but you've got the hope of you might, and that's, what you need to keep you going,
yes, yeah,
to try all these things and keep going for the
exactly.
exercises and the physio and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But so what happened was I spent 8 weeks in Watford General Hospital, and then I went to St Albans Rehabilitation Centre for another eight weeks, and then I came home, and then I went to a place called Jacketsfield 3 times a week, and for about 6 months afterwards. And then because then when 6 months was up, my treatment just stopped. And I said to someone, "Why has my treatment stopped?" She said, "Well, we haven't got the money anymore, and
That's
your money
terrible.
is now run out." I said, "Well, I'm not better yet." And she said, "Well, you can move." So that's it. And that
That's
really,
shocking.
really annoyed me. And so I had to go for private physio. And yeah, basically since then I've paid for everything until I ran out of money.
That's terrible, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
when people of a working age have a stroke, they've still got a life to live,
okay, yes,
and you want to get back to working if that's what you did. You want to get back to looking after the children or whatever,
yes,
and 6 months is absolutely nothing,
no,
you know.
exactly, yeah. So I went back to work, but as I said, I was a PA, and I couldn't move my right arm, so I couldn't actually type, couldn't write, couldn't do anything. So I just sat there for 3 months,
Oh,
and until one day, the deputy head, the headmaster at the time was off sick, and so the deputy head said to me, "I think we're going to make you redundant, if you want to." So gave me a good package. So I said yes, okay. So that was that. So and then what was that? That was about 2014. I was sitting here every day, just sitting here watching television all day, every day. And I thought, right, I'm so bored. What can I do with my life?
mm,
So I went through different stages, and then I thought, I know, I want to become a counsellor. And so I signed up to college and went along, and 4 years later, I became a counsellor.
excellent.
Yeah, and it was really, really, really hard work.
Yeah.
Um, Mainly because I can't write. So I had to sit there my lectures, and had to ask one of my friends if if she would photocopy her notes and send them to me, which was better than nothing.
Yeah.
But they weren't my notes; they were her notes.
Yes.
So yeah, that took a bit of getting used to. Um, but I believe, well, there is a way. If you want to do something, do it.
Yeah, you can always find a way
Yeah,
around it and do it.
yeah. So so I became a counsellor in 2018, and I've building up my practice. So mainly I see stroke survivors or people with disabilities, and it's amazing though that even though I can see anyone, the people who contact me are people who've got I don't know, one person who's blind and another one who's had a stroke. And I don't know, they're the sort of people that seem to read my website, and yeah, they 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 just seem to come to me.
It's probably because they realize that you know what it is like to have a disability,
Yes,
you
yeah,
know, and they don't have to try and explain that
yes,
side of
exactly.
it,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. And I
yeah,
think that's a big thing, you know. It can make a big difference.
yeah. So, but so now with the lockdown, obviously I haven't got my clients anymore. So I've only got three, which is really disappointing. But I'm sure that when the lockdown is finished, I'll start to build it up again.
That's it. It's do you have a place where you go and work, or is it all
Yeah,
online?
my summer house, which is in my back garden.
Okay,
So that's my office, and so normally I see people here, but so recently I've been doing Zoom calls, which seems to be working okay. Um, yeah, so um,
I
yeah,
think, you know, I think Zoom's here to stay now.
hope
You
so.
know,
Yeah,
as because it's well, it's easy for a lot of people, and you know, if you've got somebody that you can't get to or they can't get to you, you know,
yes, yes,
it's
definitely.
it's a good way of getting in touch. But hopefully, you know, when we can all visit one another
Yes,
again, you know,
yeah,
your clients will build up, because I think there's
yes,
a lot of people out there will need help after
yeah.
all
Well,
this.
I hope so. Yeah.
So how's lockdown been for you personally?
It's okay because I suppose it's not much different because after my stroke, oh, I've just sat here all
Mm,
day and every day. So I'm still sitting here. So um, that point of view, that point of things hasn't changed.
yes.
Um, it's amazing actually because a lot of my friends have said to me, "Oh gosh, I'm so bored. I'm just sitting here. I'm watching television, and there's nothing to do." And I say, "Well, how do you think I felt for the last 8 years?"
Exactly. It's welcome to our world, you
Yeah,
know. This
exactly. Yes, yeah. Um, but um, yeah. So I'm just sitting here basically day in day out.
so
But
have you got family at home with you?
yeah, my husband's working from upstairs. My daughter is in bed still, and my stepson he's an estate agent, and he's gone to work today. So he works from home 3 days a week, and then from the office 3 days per week.
So you've got a house full, plus the lovely Milo, who I met earlier.
Yes, yeah, yeah. But I'm trying to build up my leg again because my foot doesn't seem to want to work. So my my right foot, my I've got a drop foot,
Yeah.
and um, it seems to have got worse. So I'm now seeing an Arnie trainer who's supposed to come to me once a month, and
Okay.
I was supposed to be seeing her tomorrow, but I've I've had to put her off for a very various reasons. And hopefully I'll see her next week, and then I'll start to build it up again, build my exercises up. Um, I want to be able to walk, because now I can walk from about 20 meters,
Mm.
which isn't enough.
Well, Milo will like that if you take him take him for a little wander down.
Well, no, because I can't really take him out because he pulls too much. So
Ah.
probably go outside and probably pull me over.
Yes, I've got two of those.
Yeah. So yeah, he goes out every day with a dog walker. So at weekends my husband takes him, and I might go outside too. But I've got myself a little buggy.
Right.
It's called an e-foldy. I saw
Oh,
the
yes.
advert on television about 2 years ago, and it's the best thing ever because it folds up really small, so it goes into the car.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
Excellent. And it means you can get out and about.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
It's not stopping you.
No. Exactly. And I tell you, the number of people who ask me about it, they say, "Oh gosh, that's great." They always have someone who in their family who'd like it.
Yes, it's always handy, isn't it, for
Yeah.
someone? And the fact that it can fold up so small rather
Exactly.
than,
Yes.
a normal chair.
Yeah. Well, I had yeah, I had a big chair, yeah, a big mobility scooter about 5 years ago, and I didn't really like it. I just felt very conspicuous every time I went out in it.
Yeah.
Um, I suppose what I feel like is that 48 is too young, well, too young to have a stroke, but it's I'm too young to have any of the things to help me walk.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I suppose that in 10 years' time, I might be better off if I had a scooter or one of those baskets on wheels.
Yes.
I need basically I need to hold on to something. So all I hold on to now is my husband. So I can't really walk on my own.
Yes.
So either they should invent something, which I don't know what could be invented, but I just need something to help me walk.
You want something that helps you without making you feel
Yes.
like an
Yeah.
old age pensioner
Yeah.
kind of thing before
Exactly.
your time kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So, but hopefully, after a few months of seeing my Arnie trainer, I'll be walking it again.
Excellent.
Hopefully.
You have to let us know how it all
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
There'll be
I
a lot of
will.
other people interested in
Yes.
in
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
So we've got through lockdown 1, lockdown 2, we're now
Yeah.
in lockdown 3,
Yeah.
and what have you, and all eagerly waiting for our vaccine and
Yes.
and uh, our release date when we can go out again.
Yes,
And the
yeah,
shops can be open and everything. Though, sometimes just now the shops that are open are so busy.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
just, people are going around as if this doesn't exist.
Yeah. The thing I hate about going to the shops itself is fine, but what I hate is there's so much of a queue.
Yes,
So after I've been around doing the shopping, I've got to queue up to pay for about half an hour, and
yes,
I find that almost impossible.
yes,
But I have to do it,
yeah.
otherwise
And
we wouldn't eat.
and I think queuing outside as well, it makes it a very tiring thing for, especially if you suffer from fatigue,
Yes,
because you're putting added strain
yeah.
into, what sometimes can be a strain, a task that strains the brain anyway.
Well, the thing I do, if I have to queue up outside, I just go to the front of the queue and say, I've had a stroke. I can't queue up for that long. Can I sit down and wait my turn? And
Mm.
normally I get let in.
Oh,
Just,
that's good.
yeah.
And that they're seem to be putting the supermarkets back to one person per household in at a
Exactly. Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
which you know isn't always easy. Some days I'm fine shopping on my own. Other days, I prefer my husband to be there because he remembers he remembers somewhat what we need. It's not perfect, but
Yeah.
he's not bad kind of thing. But I have I look fine. So if I went in and said I'd had a stroke, they'd just sort of look at me and say, "Oh, yeah, right," kind of thing. But it's
Yeah.
it's the hidden side of it, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's but anyway, we all got on with it, and we all managed somehow
Yes.
and
Yeah.
everything. So when we get out of lockdown permanently, hopefully, and we're all vaccinated, are you planning to go off on holiday or?
Well, I'm planning to. We don't know where we're going to go yet. I think I want to wait and see how things work out.
Yeah,
How the um, levels of uh,
infection.
infection, yeah,
Yeah.
how that stabilizes, and because I want to go on a cruise.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I really want to go on a cruise, and there's a cruise that goes around Britain.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
yeah, that looks really really nice. But I'm not booking anything yet because
No, I think we've all got to have our vaccines, get out lockdown, see what's happening, and
exactly,
what
yeah,
have you,
yeah,
and everything. So how
yeah.
long is this cruise then?
It's 2 weeks, I think, and it goes right the way around from Southampton, goes up past Ireland and goes to Ireland,
Yeah.
and then it goes up to the Faroe Isles,
Oh, nice.
to Scotland, and then
Yeah.
back again.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So how many stop-offs do you have?
Oh God knows. Can't remember.
Is there quite a few?
Yeah. About about 7 or 8, I think.
Lovely.
Yeah. But I can't actually afford it. But a cruise, it's still a cruise I'd like to go on.
Well, who can afford all the holidays we have in our head?
Exactly. Yeah.
We're all going somewhere exotic or wanting to do something. And have you got family that you want to see?
Yeah. My dad, who lives in Cornwall, who I can't see that well, can't see as often as I'd like to see him, and I haven't been down to see him since September. So hopefully, as soon as this lockdown is finished,
Yeah.
but he had a stroke too. So
Oh,
his stroke was 6 months before mine.
Oh gosh.
and so that I can't really talk to him on the phone.
Yeah.
But luckily, he's managed to learn how to use Zoom. So
Excellent.
he Zooms me once a week. But yeah, hopefully I'll see him.
Has he had his first vaccination yet?
No, no, he's he lives in a McCarthy and Stone flat,
Right.
and he can't really go out at all anymore. So basically, he's housebound,
Right.
and so I think they're still he's still waiting for them to come round and do him.
Yes.
But it must be quite soon because he's nearly 90.
Mm.
So I don't know when, but he said to me last week that he's written to the Prime Minister about it.
Bless him. Oi,
Yeah,
Boris, when am I getting my jab?
basically yes.
Oh, bless him. I think that's the thing, up and down the country, there's, you know, there's easy ways of getting people to be vaccinated, like go to your hospital, go to your doctors. But then there's
Yes,
people like your dad, there's the care homes, there's the people that haven't got a mobile phone to get a text message from the doctors on,
no,
and
exactly.
you know they've got to wait for a letter, the letter doesn't arrive, or they don't understand the letter, or
Yeah,
there's all those complications with the older
exactly.
generation.
Yes, yeah,
My father-in-law's in his 80s. He's in Scotland and he hasn't heard anything. His family are in the Midlands, and also all older, but only one of them has had it. But I think that's due to medical conditions. But the my husband's uncle that's in his 90s in the Midlands hasn't had it yet. So
yeah,
I don't know. It gets all so confusing,
yeah.
doesn't
It
it? That
does. Yes,
there's so many, it can't be easy for them to roll out this
exactly.
program.
But the other thing, my mother-in-law is in a care home and had her first jab in December and got COVID 2 weeks later.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, so that's that. That's so hard for her and us.
Yes.
We haven't seen her since Christmas Day, and she's only down the road.
Oh, bless her. Has she
Yeah.
recovered okay though from it?
Mm,
Yeah.
sort of. Um, she's so confused.
Yeah.
Um, but hopefully she'll get better. But we don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's
It
awful.
must it must be the whole situation from the last year must be so confusing
Yes,
for some of the older people, and
exactly. Yeah,
it's for us keeping up with things is hard enough without, you know
yes,
oh bless. Well, hopefully we'll all get vaccinated at some point, and
yeah.
what have you, and get back to, well, I don't think life will go back to normal.
Will be a new normal.
Yeah, which we're
Yeah,
all used to.
exactly. And I must say that most of my clients recently have all been suffer from anxiety about this lockdown.
Yes.
So I'm trying to talk to them about how to get over their anxiety.
Well, that's it. It's all very well of sort of saying we're out of lockdown, but that brings new anxieties because they've been used to being at home on their own, possibly,
Exactly.
and to go back out there
Yeah,
will cause a new
yeah, yeah,
anxiety kind of thing. So,
exactly. Yes,
there's a lot of issues for people to get over. I mean, it's I mean, going to the supermarket, I'm muttering under my breath, what part 2 meters don't you
yes,
understand? And
exactly.
I don't know when I'll be able to sort of stop that, because it's sort of ingrained kind of thing,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
there's Milo.
Hello, Milo. Oh, bless him. So,
Yes.
oh, he's bored. He says you've talked long enough. Oh, bless him. Have you come for another treat, Milo?
No.
Says I'm still waiting for the dog walker.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me today, Julie.
That's right. Okay.
And you know, I hope things pick up for you business-wise after
Yeah. Thank you.
the lockdown and
Yes.
everything, and you know, and I hope you get on your cruise.
And hopefully, one day I'll come up to Milton Keynes and say hello to you all.
Yes, definitely. You've definitely got to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might see you on our networking sessions in the
Yes.
next few weeks and everything.
Yes.
So, you know, if anybody else wants to join us, you've been on one before, so you know how we split everybody into small breakout
Yeah.
groups, and we all just chat together and what
Good
have you.
fun.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's good to chat to other stroke survivors. Some people commented on them that it's the first time they'd talked to anybody else that had had a stroke that was of a similar age and everything. So
Yeah.
I don't think you can beat face to face.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
all very well, you know, a Facebook group and everything, but face to face, I think
Yeah.
is a good way to go.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, well, hope to see you soon on the networking sessions
Thank
then,
you.
Julie.
Thank you
Okay,
for talking to me.
that's okay. You're very welcome. Bye.
All right. Bye.